looking at the field that played in Butler's tournament, I figured that I would be happy if we finished top half. But I was thinking, okay, we could pull out a top 3, top 5 for sure. And it was like Brenna said, there's Butler was there, Youngstown State, Western Illinois, Chicago State, handful of really strong teams who usually give us a run for our money and usually come out ahead. So, like I said, to beat one or two of those teams would have been great. Instead, they beat all of them.
We played at the course last year. We went down there for spring break, and we actually played in 2 tournaments. And the first one went okay, and then last year when we played in the second tournament, I played awful, and I know the rest of my teammates didn't play their best either. So for us to go out there this year and get a win there was something that I know I never expected. And it was just it was really cool how much we improved from last year to this year.
It was interesting. The girls, they've had this thing going all semester where they've been freaking out before events. And then they did that before Murray because everything got pushed up and we might not play a practice round and we'd have to go from hitting off the mats and hitting indoors all winter to playing outside on grass. And so, so I was going to that tournament thinking, oh my goodness, here we go. Hopefully they can pull it together and put up some good rounds, and they did that. Same thing going into Butler. They were kind of freaking out because the course is pretty tough and it kicked their butt the year before, and they didn't play that well and they had a bunch of bad memories. And so I was kind of sitting there thinking, well, maybe this is a good sign if they did that for Murray and it turned out okay. And they did well the first day. Especially we shot 40 strokes lower than we did the year before. And I think overall just this year in particular, and especially this semester, is I've just seen so much growth with their attitudes, with their mental games. I've seen them just gain a lot more confidence in themselves, and I think that's what has provided the biggest shift for us this semester.
I know our coach has said this a couple of times, but we're a completely different team than we were last year. I think we've all matured a lot, especially in our mental games, I think, especially me last year as a freshman, I came in with such high expectations, I guess, of myself. And I think playing college golf in comparison to high school golf is just kind of a humbling experience in itself. And I think you really have to reassess where you're at when you come into college. And so for us, I think it was just being more mature and handling ourselves and keeping our composure on the course and handling those times where we have bad shots and pulling out good rounds even when we aren't playing our best.
Of course, we got a big old thing of ice cream, went to Cold Stone, and we actually went to Disney World the next day, which was already planned, but it was well-deserved at that point, even more so than it would have been otherwise. But, other than that, we celebrate, we're happy about it, but then we keep looking forward. It certainly wasn't the last tournament of the year, it wasn't the conference championship, and we still have a lot of work ahead of us.
No. I think if you ask any of my teammates, I had to have been the most scared golfer there of that course. I was so scared of that course. I was so stressed out when we were playing the practice round because I remember telling my teammates this, I don't have any good memories on any of those holes from last year's spring break. So coming out there this year, I was scared of it, but I'm not sure what changed. The first day I just played well. I got off to a good start, and it just carried forward.
Sure. Well, for the past couple of years, we've been very young, very bottom heavy, if you can say that. And this year, we have 3 juniors. We have 1 senior in the lineup, 3 juniors, and 1 sophomore. So now we're kind of right in that middle point. And like I said, the past couple of years, we've just been very young. And I think the juniors have gained a lot of experience. They've certainly developed a lot better skills. And I think now they have the mental side of things down, and they're a little bit more able to put themselves in the right mindset. So that's 3 out of 5. That's half our lineup, over half our lineup right there with the juniors. And then, I think just, like I said, just time, experience. That's one thing you can't rush. You can practice putting, practice chipping, practice everything all you want, but you can't rush the experience. And that's really, really crucial in golf.
Yeah, I would say so. The first hole I played on the first day, I was mad when I got my starting hole because it was one of my least favorite holes on the course. I played it really poorly the year before, and so I was a shaking a little bit on the first tee. So to get my first drive out in the fairway and to par the first hole, I think made all the difference in the world, and really changed from kind of scared of the course to I can do this, like more focused.
For the program, hopefully, it gives us a lot of good publicity. I mean, some people still don't know that we have a women's golf team, and they're kind of surprised when they find out that I'm the golf coach, and they, had never really heard of women's golf before. So hopefully it gets our name out there, gets our program out there, and I think more importantly for the girls, our theme for the past couple of years with such a young team has been, what's your image of yourselves as golfers? Who do you perceive yourself to be? It helps set expectations. It helps, determine what kind of level of confidence they go into these matches with, and I've always known that they were these golfers who could go out there and compete with any team. And hopefully now the most important thing that it does for this program is it gives our players.
I was thinking about that earlier. I don't think I've ever been in a college tournament where after the first day I thought that, hey, I can win this. Like, even it wasn't until my 14th or 15th hole on the second day where I was like, I might have a shot to win the tournament. And on the second day, I was like 5 over through my 14th hole, and I was like, if I par out, then maybe I have a shot. Because I knew going into the day I was 3 off the lead, but it had never crossed my mind at an individual title. I was way more concerned about playing good enough that our team could maintain the lead.
The attitude and, the insight that when we go to a tournament now, 2-3 years ago, we were trying just to finish outside of last place. We just wanted to beat 1 or 2 teams. And now I want to shoot for the top of the lineup. We won't be happy with middle of the pack. I want to shoot for the top, and I think that now they know that we can do that and that we should do that.
Like I said, it gives us more confidence going into these next few tournaments. I think definitely the conference tournament. But I think our team's always expected that I think we know that we can compete with any team. And for us to actually do it is just verification of what we already knew going into it, I think.
Brian, you have any questions? All right, I think that'll be